This is the Health Care Bill, Part 19. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about page 20. As you know, I've been getting from page 19 to page 20. And the next section we're going to talk about is the Health Insurance Consumer Information. Now, the Secretary of State is going to pay states, okay, individual states like Rhode Island, Illinois, Indiana, whatever, to help states establish, expand, or provide support for either an Office of Health Insurance Consumer Assistance or an ombudsman. Okay? Now, we talked about ombudsman in the last video. Okay? Now, in order for a state to be eligible for these federal funds, they have to designate an independent office that will receive and respond to inquiries and complaints concerning health insurance. Okay? Now, if the state receives funding, they must comply with the following criteria. Okay? These offices that these states establish must do the following things. They must assist with the filing of complaints and appeals. They must collect, track, and quantify problems. They must also educate consumers on their rights in an appeals process. They must also assist consumers with enrolling in health care programs. And they must resolve problems with obtaining premium tax credits. Now, this is done under Section 36B of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986. Now, if you happen to find Section 36B of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986, please post a video response right down here or a comment. I don't care. Just show me where it is because I'd like to cover it. Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. The Section 36B of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986. Now, the next part of this particular part of the bill is going to talk about data collection. What's going to happen is that while these people in these offices of health insurance consumer assistance help all these consumers file their grievances with their health insurance provider, they have to collect all this data and they have to then send it to the Secretary of Health and Human Services, who will then determine if the health insurance is doing something lousy and stupid and whatever. He will then stand there and impose penalties on these health insurance plans for making such a grievance necessary in the first place. Alright? Then the bill goes on to talk about how much money he's going to provide each year to each state for their participation in all this. It looks like it's going to be $30 million a year. It may be more, who knows. The only question I have at that point is, how are they going to afford to pay all this money out? That's a very good question. Here we are in trillions of dollars in debt, and now we're going to fund this? Might want to ask your politicians about that one. I'll tell you more in the next video, so stay tuned.